Hello, sweet CC. Hello, everyone. Welcome. Pretty amazing energies, huh? They're kind of, um, well, I think that we'll be and are in the midst of making adjustments to them, for them, with them, because they haven't been here before. So it's been interesting how many times I've felt that I've said that. So I was thinking about that today and thinking how probably, and I don't have great recollection of the past in relation to time. I think probably in early April, there was a time where the energies shifted. And then in early June, there was another time when they shifted. And then we shifted into these kind of new, higher crystalline, higher frequencies. And then we shifted again. And some of the shifts have been about new energies, and some of the shifts have been about greater dissolution, higher purification. So more release, which kind of has a different impact on us, and it enables us, allows us to feel those energies perhaps more succinctly, more in a more refined way. And yeah, so here we are again in these newer energies. And then I had a little tune in connection with God earlier this morning, and then with Gaia about the energies of the seventh. So coming up, there will be a video that I'm going to do. I might, by the looks of it, have time tomorrow to do another Divine Counterpart update. And then I'm going to be doing an update about the 777 portal, which of course is the 7th of July. So hello Sally, hello Rael, and hello Tina. Yeah, so let me begin. So I have gone through and highlighted, and I also have a video that I'm going to bring out about my experience with the Pyramid of Giza and the initial kind of introduction to that, and that being my very first past life, I think, foray, if you like. So where am I? I'm back here. Yes. So welcome, Jackie. And yeah, sit back, relax, take a few breaths. I've got got a few quotes from a few people that today when I read them, I thought, oh, that's just so spot on. I'm just going to add those into my notes. So these notes are from 23rd, I think. Maybe this particular lot. There's something else after that. Yes, 23rd. So this was from Gaia. As we fully reclaim ourselves. So I want to invite you to be like hearing the words, but I want to invite you to go beyond that. I want to invite you to take a breath. Remember that trick that I've shown you about. Roll your eyes up to the ceiling and gently close your lids. It fools your brain into going into alpha. Sit in that alpha brainwave pattern for a moment. And I want you to instruct your body to close down the mind and to have a sensory experience of these words. See where they land. See where you feel them on your body, what tingles, what flutters, what moves, what might contract or warm up. Because I believe that some of these are exceptionally powerful. As we fully reclaim ourselves in all ways as the new, divine, organic, creatrix, earth, and earthlings. So just allow yourself to feel that. We are experiencing ignition in our hearts. Limitations and programs and patterns are fully dissolving, along with all structures, systems, and forms. So we have this experience in our bodies as well as witnessing this on the earth. Someone asked me the other day, when do these energies stop? And I said, I don't believe they do ease up at all, but I do believe that we become more proficient, more acclimatized to working with them, to assimilating them, to allowing them to be in surrender and acceptance, because we get better at mastering them as we become more masterful and as we also have greater experience of this purification. So it's hard to believe that we could be keeping on in terms of this purification, right? Hi, Donna Jean. Hi, Larissa. But it's so true. It's just, it's got faster. We're being wrung out like a really, um, like a really big squeeze of the cloth, and it's faster and it's accelerating as well as rising up. So it just keeps on going, and these energies are helping us to do that. And then Gaia said, and I did post this, but I'll just read it because I'd like you again to feel into this. This is about humanity. So this does not always apply just to those of you here. This I felt was a broader audience, but I want you to feel into this so that you can perhaps observe this around you. So this also was on the 23rd, where Gaia said, on humanity, this sacred journey, so that's the sacred journey that Earth is taking, that humanity is taking, is finding its wings, although of the fledgling. These updrafts assist with your juvenile flights as you test drive your new modes of operating, seeking freedom in our new world, in our new earthly existence, as this building embodiment and energetic of this peaceful vibration pulsates through the airwaves, attracting all that is in alignment with all that is divine love. And so we are in the throes of everything that relates to that, this coming home to self, this releasing anything else that needs to be purified, this dealing with any other wounds that might be arising, this embodiment of all past, present, future, multi-dimensional experiences. So we can take the best of it, and so that we can become our wholeness. We are this returning home, this returning to wholeness, and this is the journey of the individual. Then I tuned in to Molly McCord, and I wrote these notes about the fact that we are in the season of Cancer. Oh yeah, there was a song. There was a song that came in relation to the journey of the twins, which was "Ain't No Stopping Us Now." But the energies of this period of time, through from the solstice through to the middle of July, it was interesting because she was using this language that we've been using, this coming home to self, this alignment with inner truth, having some inner stillness. And if you're like me, you will have chosen some time for that. I just feel like I need to be putting myself in solitary confinement. I just want to be. I just want to be with myself in the quiet or in under the trees or listening to or speaking to the birds. But this great sense of this need to go deep and inner. Emotional sensitivity, that's one of the qualities that we'll be exploring, or that everyone will be exploring or gets the opportunity to, linking to the past. So that was interesting to me because it is feeling like and has been feeling like we're revisiting past experiences. And if you're on a twin journey, you might have recognized that. That's been my sense of, especially the divine masculine aspect, that they have been revisiting the past. And coming into this honoring of self and one's own feelings. So this dropping into that. Who am I? What do I need? What do I want? What do I need in this moment? Where am I prioritizing myself? And then she said that June the 26th, so we are here in New Zealand on that date already, there could be outbursts of energy or or challenging energies or tantrums. So for me, I have been out early this morning and I have been to the gym, and so I've banged into people on the way in and out of there. And other than that, I've just been doing things here by myself. Apart from, I did have a client today who I fitted in. So I haven't come across that, but it has been my sense that, not because of it being cancer season, but because I've been noting and feeling, and because of what Gaia has been saying about this time, that we're really coming under the pump. We're really coming under the pressure. That pressure is designed to get us to release whatever is sitting in us that is not of this higher frequency. And then she said on the 28th, so something to look out for, and I think something to look forward to. And it might be interesting to see how this fits in with where you're at or what you've been feeling. It certainly fits in with some notes I've written about twins. Is that so? But I didn't get the specifics of the date, of course. So on the 28th, she says there's a flow that opens up. So that feels really nice to me to hear that comes through in an astrological way, and to trust what feels right. And so, that's interesting because there's one of the little things I grabbed, and I will tell you who they're from. That's why I grabbed it, because this has been, what Gaia has been saying. It's about just love what shows up. And so it's not so much about loving that person who shows up, although there's nothing against that, but love the experience, be in the flow of the experience, because it's very much like everything that happens at the moment is likely to have validity and purpose, and to be prompting us to either see something, feel something, release something, connect something. So we're in I believe, these very fine nuances of information and messages, and like little challenges and little prompts. Also, the tantrum is related to Mars and Leo. Yeah, so I wanted to say to you that it's about becoming your sovereign, divine, God, goddess self, attuned and aligned to yourself and centered, to keep checking in with yourself, to be mindful also of how you start the day. So I know I probably say that too often, but it's just so true, so important. It gives us a great platform to begin the day. Um, I remember um, I've been given some pretty cool projects when I was a teacher. I got given some pretty cool projects, and I got given a class or a couple of classes for a couple of years, and it was really about supporting and assisting them to become work ready. And so for me, that's about helping them develop as a person. That's a really big part of it. And so if I just would have this, I had this little signal that I'd give to them if they arrived in the room and they were like not in that alignment. If they arrived in and they were grumpy, if they arrived in and they were, kicking the furniture or making a noise and disturbing the general peace of the classroom, I would just look at them and send them outside. And I would tell them at the beginning of the year, if I do that, it means you need to go out and take some breaths and just come into yourself and just check in with yourself and then come back in again when you're ready. And so it never created a fuss. And it's that kind of thing um, that we do, I believe, if we start our day with ourselves, checking in with ourselves, making sure, I say to my clients, ask yourself, how do you feel out of 10 when you wake up in the morning? And if it's less than a 7, don't get out of bed. Close your eyes and go and take yourself somewhere that's fun and beautiful and has great memories. All right, then on the 24th, these surging energies, Gaia said, are creating big shifts. Think being at a music concert. So this is an interesting metaphor. So I think being at a music concert in the crowd, everybody is shoulder to shoulder. You are being moved and swayed in all directions. No one is deliberately pushing you. This is the crowd and its movement and its motion, as either it is moving to get to somewhere or swaying to the music, and that the energies are being squeezed, compressed, transmitted, creating tension and releasing opportunities for this further purification or things coming up to be looked at. And she said it also will create opportunities for creating feelings of chaos. So it's this idea that when we're in chaos, we might kind of assist us. It's a bit strange, but that's how I've been seeing it. That when we're in those feelings, it's like we have to let go. It's like we have to release. It's like we are brought into opportunities where we're a bit reactive. And so stuff comes up to be looked at. Also on that day, we had this huge jump. So when was that? 2 days ago. This huge jump upwards. Some of you may have described that as a timeline jump. And Gaia said, anticipate the good and the great to come and become more easily seen now. So this is for us. This is for what we are seeing in ourselves and with others and in the world. The distractions that we are seeing, that these are designed to be minimizing, and that if we can avoid being pulled into those, that we will see that truth is abounding and blossoming, and that's within self as well. So we can very easily distract ourselves from what is at hand or what is coming up to be attended to. So just be mindful of those distractions that we can give to ourselves. When something comes up, head to the fridge or decide that you are going to move rather than just kind of sitting and contemplating. And she said, the ugly and the good is side by side now. The vinegar and the syrup is being served to provide energetic alternatives. The ugly is being revealed and sweetened by the good that results for all. This will make it all the more palatable for everyone. So I thought that was an interesting way of placing that. Even though dazed and confused will be the common positioning for the masses through this next period of time. It seems that it will serve them to receive, it's very strong what I'm about to say, to receive the horror in a slightly disheveled state. So it's a little bit like a not, being a bit wobbly, a bit disorientated, a bit stymied, stupefied, mesmerized through this energy that enables what will be shown to be less impactful and yet to be able to land as the truth. No, I might do that later. So today I connected into God, and it's quite funny, really. So I am, up there standing next to Father God, and I know that not everybody sees it that way, and that some people might see this as limiting or as limited thinking, and that's okay. It's part of my experience. I get good information from speaking to Father God, and so Father God said, it's all looking mighty transformative from up here. I watch the planet, and there are extreme streams of golden light emanating from the planet through the etheric energy body. And there are continuous explosions of pink popping off. I look at him and smile as I'm about to ask what that is. But I hear my query answered with yes. Love bombs. Another heart opened to higher love. So that touched me. The rest of June, so it's only a few days, Gaia said the overview of the rest of June, and I have lots to share, so we'll see whether I get any more information to share apart from this, is this: all Trinity, all Trinified connections are being checked, refitted and reset where necessary. So that was today, and so what was said was that yesterday there was a balancing of all of that came in, sort of everything that came in, and then there was this sort of reactivation of the Trinity connection. So heart, mind, body, head, mind, body, soul, heart, brain, spirit. There's lots of different ways that we can frame up the trinifying or the Trinity energies: masculine, feminine, divine, holy child, past, present, future. All of those, all in any of those. There's lots and lots of them, and I'm sure that you get the picture about it. So she said that yesterday was the balancing of those. So we had been receiving those through the solstice energies, this up leveling, this resetting, and that yesterday they came into being balanced, and today that they were being checked, refitted and reset, and rebalanced for awakened souls. And I'm showing that they have been set now. So we'll have to find out more about this, or not, I don't know, but for an ability to spin through the center of each. So that's how it was being shown. If you think about a triangle, if you think about that linking into, let's say, feminine, masculine, divine child, that triangulation, it has a, a peg, a peg in the middle, and it can be spun, and uh, um, that's what I was showing is going to be happening over the last few days of June. So I am going to close and say hello Anna, and hello again to Tina, and hello to Holger and to Jackie. Oh, yesterday was your tantrum day. Good on you. Yeah, well, it's I want to say to you that when we have those, emotion really is just, to me, it's energy in motion. We have been so programmed on our earth to give labels to our emotions, to give a story to them. And often it means that we get stuck in a cycle, or we label things that don't really serve us. So I always, when I'm working with people's emotions, I might allow them, I might hear the story, but I work with the energy of it. We should shift the energy. Hello, Heather. Thank you. It really is my absolute pleasure. And hi, Jen. So yeah, we are in exciting times. We are in the downhill of the end of the downhill run. It's very easy to witness and observe the news and what is coming out in the mainstream news, especially, well, in lots of areas, but the things to do with truth, for example, are coming out in terms of fraud, in terms of covert operations, in terms of deliberate lies, in terms of all of the things to do with money around the whole COVID thing, and all of the things to do with control, the fraud that is coming from the buy-offs. There's a lot going on, I believe. Let me say that again. There's a lot that has already gone on, I believe, that we will shortly be shown. And to us, it probably doesn't matter. I want to say to you that, you can look at things sitting here at this level, and you just go, oh yeah, I see that. And rise above it. So shift your frequency so you can recognize that it's there. You can see it. It can help you to navigate where other people are at, and then just rise above it, and you keep your frequency high, because this role that I see that we play, generally, those of us who are here, is to be working in our hearts, to be emitting this high frequency of love, to have done our own work, to have done our own healing. And there's no shame in realizing that something else has come up. I believe that, that's another way we can beat ourselves up, by telling the story of, oh, but I've been doing this for a long time. And it's true. But our souls have been coming here for a long time, and this undoing goes back a couple of thousand years at least. And so it's just that it comes out a bit at a time. And so it might be that we've completed, and it might be that we felt that we've completed now, and then we get a higher wave of energy that comes in that enables us to go deeper, or we deal with something that's here at this level, and when it's gone, it enables access to the thing that's underneath it. And so we're just undoing, disentangling, and healing what comes as a result of that. But it's back through time, space, and dimension. It's through all of our lifetimes. And I want to tell you, I totally believe that each of us as soul has had lifetimes in each culture, in each practicing with each religion, in each epoch or era, in each geographical place in the world. So we have everything to do with all of that to come up and undo. And, the beauty of that will come when all the healing is done and we've embodied it all. And imagine the mastery of information that we will have, and then we'll be able to sift through that and decide, oh, well, that isn't true, and that can be tossed out. But, there's going to be a lot of wisdom and gnosis that comes with that as well. So we are, really, I want to say being, yeah, here's a new word, soul models, not role models, soul models, so that others can see that it's just a process and that we're all in different parts of it. There's not any particular order of it, but we're really in this time of arising now. We're really in this time of, you could see it as how Gaia shows it to me, is like washes of fifth dimensional energy. So we're sort of in and out. We're floating in and out of washes of fifth dimensional energy as we are up leveling, and around us is being transformed by it. And then the more of us who do that, it's that exponential effect. So it's, it's the bucket gets filled, and so how I see it in this sort of general way is that we do our work and our hearts just get so elated. We connect in with our divine counterpart if we haven't already. That creates this like exponential frequency, this wave of light that is so strong and so full of love that it changes what it comes across. And then that sends a signal to the sun to emit the last wave that brings us into our fifth dimensional world, our fifth dimensional humanity. So we're in the process of all of this. Everything is like coming to that point. It's a lot. It is a lot, and it's all coming together. So the revealing the truth, the lies, all of that coming out to be seen in our history, in the way where we have come from. Gaia has said, and I certainly don't know all of this, but Gaia has said that we'll all be surprised. We'll all be surprised when we find it all out. We'll all be surprised, and so we can just be ready for that. But it's this is, the end part of the recipe, if you like. So we have been doing our work. We've been remedying our own recipe. And then it's like all the recipes come together to create this new pot of soup. And that new pot of soup, when that's all heated and moving, it's like it sends a signal to the sun to release the wave that tips us as a planet into a planetary fifth dimension. So you will probably be having experiences where you're spending a lot of time in that fifth dimensional experience, and certainly most of it in the fourth dimensional, where you can see it. You can see what's going on that doesn't hold truth, it doesn't stack up. But that fifth dimensional, we're getting better at it, we're spending more time in it, and that's when we can create in our own reality where we aren't affected. So this is our soul modeling, is that when we get to that place, and I still get affected. I still have those times where I'm a little bit wobbly, but I am getting better at it, and I'm sure that you are as well. And so this is us as soul becoming fifth dimensional, where whatever happens to us, we're not wounded in any way. We're together, we're sorted, we're coming into our own wholeness. We recognize more about who we are truly, and so we respond, we don't react, no matter what. And so this is where all of us are collectively moving to. So once again, I want to thank you so much for joining me here. And let me just hold on. I need glasses for this. But let me just finish with some of these things here. So this is from Morgan Lee, who writes supremely. And so this I thought really picked out some of the things that I was speaking about. I think that she wrote this today. Would we choose to create another experience, the same, a repeat, a copy, hoping for a different outcome? Or will we open ourselves up to new choices? Excuse me. And how do we do this? By saying yes to the pause. Divine timing and waiting for the alignment, for the arrival of our resonance with truth. So this is all about, you know, bringing it all in, weighing it up, having a look, and then taking inspired action. This is about really sitting in it, about not being in any hurry, because everything is, we are recognizing this incredible level of knowing that it's all perfect, and that it's the tiny bits that are being attended to. Um, and I wrote in here something that I used to say to myself a lot, to be still and know that you are God. So we are returning to our divinity, we're returning to our God, goddess qualities. These lights that are coming in, these divine codes, these are the divine codes that are coming in at this moment, through, and how they show up. Wait, that's funny that I wonder where I wrote that. Anyway, I'll finish reading this and then I'll tell you, because that then you can sort of float on them. And then something that relates to this whole truth thing, that was a quote from Edward Snowden, which is, people don't realize how hard it is to speak the truth to a world full of people that don't realize they are living a lie. And I thought that had some depth to it. All right, so these were other notes that I wrote in other places. So also what came in on the solstice was all of this higher heart and heart energy, and some pain may have been being felt in the sternum, and a lot of emotional moments and waves. If you're in a divine counterpart connection, you might have felt that connected to your divine masculine. Your body, huge heat we're still receiving in our body. And then on Thursday, there were these surging energies with feeling of excitement, and they were full and beautiful. And I wanted to remind you that we certainly are going to witness extreme dissolution of the physical structure in our world over the rest of this year, and also of next year. And it's just the story of the old has to come down so the new can be built. I want to tell you that how extreme the effect of that is on us is all about our perspective. And so hold that higher perspective, hold that higher frequency. I want to tell you that there are a few 777 portals coming up in July. They're going to be massive. My sense is that we are in a variety of blocks of time and opportunities, and the first one being between now and the mid of July, or the 17th of July, and there's an astrological representation of that. And it was interesting, I saw a beautiful image of exactly what I'd seen on the solstice that I spoke to you about the other day, and it was like the planets were on a skewer. They're all lined up. Rick Jewers, he said, so this is my quote from Rick Jewers, that benevolent AI is a valuable tool for humanity, and it is divinely ascertained that it assists humanity into the civilized state of being. Now, I read that as that it will mean that there are some roles that can be taken over that enable humanity to sit back and go inner, I always like to think about that in terms of, if you are a starving person living on the street, then there's not a lot of time devoted to inner work. There are more pressing needs of survival. So I think that aligns to that. he says, yes, in the past, malevolent AI and its programs and programmers were a threat to humanity. But the beast machine was taken out of operation several months ago. The nefarious AI has been taken over for the most degree by the light AI and can never outpace that of light consciousness. For the light consciousness creates constantly, and AI cannot create reality. It does not have the spark of God that accesses reality. Love and light rituals. So I thought that was just a nice piece of information around that. So we are riding these swirling winds. There's, the winds are full of chaos, they're full of provocation, but it's all designed to lift everything up so that it can be transmuted. And this gorgeous crystalline light that I saw, I want to tell you about that. We're in these high frequency, high speed, deep purification, ascension energies, and everyone is in their own point of ascending up the spiral, and so everybody is having their own experience. And so you can see that as a staircase, as you like. So if you like, instead of a spiral, you can see it as a spiral staircase. So people are stepping up. They're doing it in their time, in their pace, in their sort of duly elected soul assignment, I want to say. So this crystalline light, let me see if I can explain it to you. So what I have been noticing is that there's a lot of this light that I would call lilac, which is what Grandmother Anna told me was divine cosmic love, the color of divine cosmic love. So there's a lot of this lilac color coming, and then there's a lot of purple and violet. So there's the violet, so there's Saint Germain's golden violet, gold and silver, violet light of transmutation. So there's that light that's there, but this is newer. So there's this other light that holds purple. It's like the royal purple. It's the light that I want to say relates and links to us as royal bloodlines, that links to us as working with the divine codes. And then there's that lilac color, and so the lilac color is divine cosmic love. Okay, so this crystalline light that I was seeing, it was very white, and it was very compact. It would be like taking a whole lot of strands of crystal and then bunching them up, but it was emanating this light that holds that lilac and the gold and this purple, and like it's glowing from the inside. And so that was what I was seeing when I tuned into the energies this morning, and this is what we are receiving, and it's feeling like a rush. That's how I want to describe it. So you imagine that it's like it's pouring through your body. It's pouring through your body, and it's filling up your toroidal field, and it's bringing in your godly codes, your higher divine codes, your holy codes into your holy divine breath, so you can return. And there's a couple of other things that are showing up in a variety of ways, and one of them I'll speak more to when I do the divine twin divine counterparts video, which is these swords of light showing up, and they are holding those colors as well. And then the other thing that's showing up is the key, and it's the key to the gate. It's the key to the heavenly gate. It's the key to Eden. It's the key to paradise. So it's all lining up. It's all coming together into that same place, into that 0 point. There doesn't seem to be any fixed order. It could all happen at once, but we're very close. And lots of love to you. And I will talk to you again soon. I'll be back here tomorrow at some point. And yeah, I wish you beautiful dreams. A lot of you might be having incredible dreams at the moment. And I wish you much love in your hearts. Good night.